Great to be here. I'm excited to get the season started. Feel like this is a little bit of a kickoff kind of event. Got four great representatives of our program here. So excited to come over here with these guys. They've worked hard. I feel like our team's going to be ready to start practice. We obviously got a long way to go. With 70 new players, 40 transfers, 30 freshmen. So we got a lot of new faces. But it's all coming together, and love the way that our program has come together. Staff, recruiting, support staff. The alumni. We've done. Mike and I have done, double-digit alumni donor type events, and those people have all been fantastic. Lee's been great, Chancellor Roberts, and had spent a little bit of time with Steve and Bubba, and so the staff and the administration have been very, very supportive, and. So like I said, we got a lot of new players. Looking forward to getting going, and see where this journey goes. But just one day at a time, and just try to put good days together, and have a lot of them. Keep stacking them on top of each other. Like I said, be ready for TCU in a month.
Before you get to camp, do you have any sense of what you think the strength of this team might be?
No, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We had a long way to go. We got a lot of new players, so we'll see what happens when we get out there and start playing. But I'm excited to see them play, and they've worked hard. And as I said, they're in good condition, and I think they're excited and they're ready to go. So we'll see where it takes us.
So what are you enjoying most about this now, working with much younger guys?
It's just all the people that have been involved in the program. As I said, the donor events have been, several hundred there, alumni and friends and people in administration. It's really fun to be part of a school. I grew up in Annapolis at the Naval Academy, and there's only one team. There's Navy. It didn't matter if it was Navy baseball, Navy lacrosse, Navy football, Navy swimming, Navy this, Navy that. Like, you always rooted for the same team, but it was a lot of different teams, and of course now they didn't have women's sports then, but now with the women's sports and the success of the men's and women's programs at North Carolina, it's fun to go to the other games, talk to the other coaches, interact with those student athletes. We have student athletes on our team that have also played other sports at Carolina, and so you're really part of a community. And in pro sports, you have your team, and really that's it. I mean, I love the Red Sox, I love the Celtics, I love the Bruins, the Cannons when they were there and so forth. I mean, they were great, and I had great relationships with it, but it's not the same. It's just not the same, and so it's been a lot of fun. And like you said, the kids are younger, they're very driven, and they've made a lot of improvement. And I'd say the improvement from the 18 to 22 range is a lot different than the rate or the amount of improvement from, call it 21, 22 to 25, 26. Not that those kids don't improve too. They improved a lot. Talking about the kids I had at New England in that time age bracket. But 4 years ahead of that, we've seen guys just their speeds, their strength, their explosive numbers, and their football skills just improved dramatically. I was really amazed at how much the team improved in 15 practices this spring. It was similar to what I saw last year in Washington. I was out there with Coach Fish and Steve and all, but that wasn't for the full time. This was really, it was very exciting to see the type of improvement. Last year at Washington, just to cover that, I went out there in the spring for a week. Then I came back in training camp, and that's where I noticed the week of improvement when I was there. But then when I saw them in training camp, I was like, my God, these guys are like, they've gotten so much better. It's just remarkable. And so now, after a full spring and off-season workout, I'm excited to see where these guys are in the fall and see how much they've improved. But the growth, both physically and, again, from a football technical standpoint, has been amazing. I'd say now we just have to bring it together as a team. We got to put 11 guys out there that know what they're doing and can communicate and count on each other and execute, against good competition.
Bill, how do you introduce yourself when you're talking to somebody for the first time? Like, what do you want them to know about you?
Well, I guess it depends on who it is. If it's a recruit, it's one thing. If it's, I don't know, a player that is already on your team, say a transfer or a freshman that's coming in that's committed, that's a little bit different. It's an alumni, it's a little bit different. But, just try to be myself and usually talk about what they want to talk about, Things the alumni are interested in are maybe a little bit different than what, seniors in high school are interested in.
Yeah.
And honestly, what some of the seniors in high school are interested in is a little bit different than what some of the moms and dads are interested in. So those situations, are all unique and, But look, in the end, what we're here for is to develop players, both on and off the field. We want them to be good football players. We want them to get a great education, which, academically Carolina takes care of that. But we support that strongly, and we want to have a good prepare these guys for their life skills that they need. And, now that they're getting paid, they're to a degree professional, similar to what we had in the New England model where players came in from college and then they got paid. Well, now that happens sooner, and that's the arena we're in now. And so with that comes a lot of responsibility. It comes, there are just other things in life that once you start getting paid, taxes and insurance and so forth, all the other things that we all deal with, they happen at, let's call it 18 instead of 21 or 22. And so we want to make sure the players are aware, educated, and understand the things that come with those, because those aren't necessarily classroom skills.
Phil, what's your vision for the future? You've got a couple sons on the staff. Speculation of would you go to the NFL someday, or do you see yourself here for a long time?
The future right now for us is the start of camp, and then the future after that will be the first week of camp and so forth. So short term, we got a lot of things we need to do, and we need to use our time efficiently. Every team's got the same opportunity, right? They got the same number of practices, 25 practices in 31 days for the open season, whatever it is. So we need to use our time and our opportunities as productively as we can to get our team ready to go, and that'll be the same way every week as we prepare for games. So, I'm not going to get into where we're going to be 10 years from now. I don't know where we're going to be 10 days from now, but we're going to take each one of these days and try to make it as productive as possible and see where we are at the end of the day, what we need to go back and spend more time on, what we feel good about we can move ahead on, and what adjustments we need to make based on, player availability or weather or whatever things affect your day-to-day routine. And if you don't, and the idea is to have good days and string them together. And I think if you spend too much time worrying about what you're going to do 2 months from now, you miss the opportunity for today, and we definitely don't want to miss that.
How did you get familiar with the academics of Carolina? Who's handling that?
Well, certainly we have people on our staff that connect academics to athletics, to football. That comes in a number of forms. We have players coming in who we advise on the academics they need to take in their senior year in college or in high school that will help them make the transition. We have transfers who are transferring credits. And then we have the daily classes and things like that. I'm updated on that every single day. I get a report on each player, if they've missed class, if they haven't turned in an assignment, and so forth. We find out what the story is on that. And the big thing is we don't want our players to fall behind. Once you fall 2 or 3 weeks behind and academically, it's hard to make up. And as long as you keep up, then fall a little bit behind, then you get some extra help or do the things you need to do to stay up to speed. So, but again, we have people on our staff, but Mike and I personally get involved in that on a daily basis. We have daily reports, and we meet weekly with our academic people to, in person, talk about what's coming up, exams or applications for, grad schools and things like that for some of our more senior players, summer school and summer classes when we get to the end of the spring. So it's very cyclical, but there's always things to talk about. And when you have as many players as we do, the supervision of that, guys have an injury or they get sick, and then there are other accommodations that need to be made on their academic schedule. So, we're very on top of that. But again, we're very fortunate to have, people like Alec Kerr, who Alec works with our academic people to help us understand and coordinate what needs to be done.
Bill, you also talked about during your press conference how different this would be. I'm curious to how it's been so far versus your expectations when you took the job, and how just ready you are to get to the games.
Honestly, I thought it would be great at Carolina. There's so much opportunity down here, the students, the school, the campus, the alumni, the administration. As I said, Chancellor Roberts has been great. Bubba, now Steve, and then the Rams Club and all the people that we work with there, from Jim Coleman to Vaughn Moore, other alumni that have been very involved in what we're doing. It's honestly more than I expected. The sport I expected it to be good, but it's been fantastic. Everybody has, reached out. What can we do to help? What do you need? How can we have a better, give you more what you need so we can be successful? I think there's a big, obviously, interest and excitement in the season coming up, and we're excited to get started.
Do you
We deliver.
Last one.
In that transition?
Yeah, I've talked to Steve, I've talked to Bubba, talked to all that. Look, there are a lot of people that are involved in the operation and in the organization. Academically, there's obviously a NIL payment structure, there's administration, facilities, so forth, redid the field. There's a lot of things going on, but ultimately I have a great staff that Chris Mattis, Alec Kerr, Brandon has really helped a lot. Him being here has helped tremendously in organizing that side of it. So, we've done a lot. There's still a lot to do, and I'm excited to get started.